lesson where we're going to be looking at our minor chords. Now, the great news about this is that if you're comfortable with your major chords that we did in the last lesson, you're going to be feeling like there's only a very minor shift that you have to do to get to your minor chords. Pardon my pun, but it is a really, really small incremental difference that we have to do. So this is where the process of learning piano starts to get much, much quicker, which is enjoyable. So minor chords. As I said about major chords, they're happy and they're joyful sounding. So minor chords are going to be the complete opposite. So we're going to be playing a lot of sad notes today. So let's talk through what makes a major chord and a minor chord different. So we were talking in the previous lesson about that formula. Now there is one shift we have to make in our formula to get a minor chord. So I'm going to start, as we always do, at middle C, which we should be starting to get really familiar with finding. So let's find that together. We've got our middle C. Now, I'm going to put up the formula for a minor chord here. You'll notice it's only the middle note that we have to change. So instead of doing 4 semitones above our middle C, we're only going to go for 3. So let's count that. Remember, middle C is our 0. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got an E flat. And yeah, you can already hear that shift in the tone, that it's much, much sadder. And now the note that we're going for on the top is different, but you're going to have to count 4 semitones above. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a G. So just like in our major chord, it's the same, it's just that middle note that's different. So let's play our minor chord. Let's do that in our left hand, and then I'm gonna switch between the major and minor on that one. So remember, with our left hand, same as with major chords, we're gonna be starting with our 5th finger. So let's build that down here. So we've got our tonic, 1, 2, 3 semitones this time, E flat, 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones. And that is our C minor chord. So similar to our C major. Let's look at how similar they are. I'm going to go back to our C major chord. So we've got our tonic, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our 4 semitones above. Oh, it sounds so happy. 1, 2, 3. And there's our full chord. Now, I'm feeling quite comfortable with that major chord. So all I need to do now is change that middle note. Let's flatten it. Let's take away that semitone. And I would suggest getting really comfortable going between the two. So you start to feel what that's like underneath your hand. Let's just, for the sake of doing it, let's do every C minor chord that we have on the piano. I'm going to start down here. Sounding very ominous. The minor chord's down in the bass. So that's our C minor chord. Now, I would really like to build a minor chord that only uses white notes, because we started with a rather tricky one actually. So let's go to our D, just right next to that middle C. I want you to find that D. Let's use our formula. Let's build that together. So we've got D, 1, 2, 3, only 3 semitones, remember? Yep, I'm hearing that sad minor sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's our D minor chord. Let's now use the knowledge that we have of the other formula and our knowledge that only one thing in the middle needs to change and make that a major. So instead of 3 semitones, I'm going to sharpen that middle note to get my D major. The great thing about this is you can really hear if it's happy or sad, minor or major, sad or happy. So it's a really good way of just instantly knowing whether you've played the right thing. Now, before I go and play every minor chord that we have available, so you can use that as a resource when you're reading your chords, I am just going to talk a little bit about how to recognize when something is a minor, because soon we're going to be reading chord sheets, and I'll talk about the resources and where you can find them, but we need to know how they're represented in chord charts. So when we have a major chord, it's just listed as a letter. So if I see a C on a chord chart, I would just know it's a C major. We just assume that, so that would be C major. However, if there's a little M next to it, so an undercase M, that means we've switched to a minor. So if I see C with a little M next to it, I'm getting a minor. So it's just that little indication that you're playing a minor chord. Again, you'll probably recognize if it's major or minor as soon as you play it, because you'll know the song and you'll know what you're listening for. Okay, I'm going to play every minor chord that's available to you on the white keys. C minor, D minor, E minor, F minor, G minor, A minor, B minor, and back to C minor.